Good morning. In this lecture, we would talk more about the factors which are influencing the rural consumer behavior. So, in normal marketing, you would have talked about the various factors which influence the consumer behavior. So, from the normal marketing perspective itself, there is not much of a change in the factors which influence the rural consumer behavior. So it's still the cultural aspects, the social framework which is there in the villages, the personal aspect, as well as the psychological impetus which is being present there, which affects the villages or the rural community in deciding what to purchase, when to purchase, from where to purchase, and how to purchase. So, like how you would have read or you would have studied in the normal marketing concept as the factors remains the same, but how we understand or how a village consumer decipher the factor is the only change which happens in the rural consumer behavior. So when we talk about the cultural aspects in the marketing as well as rural marketing for rural marketing, we would speak about the cultural aspect, the subcultural aspect, as well as the social class aspect. So, if we talk about the culture, how the upbringing has happened, because culture is not defined by an individual, it is being defined by a community, by a group of individuals or group of families remaining together or uniting together. And culture, in a way, is a broader sense in the geographical perspective or of the psychological perspective as well. While the subculture is more towards talks about that specific community or where the community stays or how the people in that specific community take the subculture aspect. So culture is a very bigger part and subculture is a sub part of the cultural aspect. So, for example, the culture, if we talk about the North Indian culture, is very different from the South Indian culture. But within the North Indian culture, if you talk about villages or the rural people staying in some rural sector in Jammu and Kashmir, would be completely different from their habits, their behaviors, or their response towards the product would be very different from the rural people who are maybe staying in Haryana, or how they perceive the product or whatever product they interact with. So there is a subcultural difference between them. And then when we talk about the social class, what we mean actually is the hierarchy which is present in the village sector or the rural sector, which promotes selling or interaction with certain products while stopping interaction with certain products because you are not of that level or you're not of that class to interact with that kind of product. So these kind of hindrances or challenges would definitely come in the rural sector. So moving on, if we move to the social environment, social sector, definitely the first thing is the reference groups, your peer group, your social group, or your community people who are staying with you, how they are responding to a product and what are the things that is being told to you or how things are getting promoted to you would be very, very important in case of the rural sector consumer behavior. Then, of course, it is the family setup which is being present. Of late, we have been seeing that even in the rural sector, families are more of a nuclear setup than of a joint family setup. Even if people are staying in joint family ways, they have separate kitchens, or in a single house, their spaces have been demarcated or separate or identified by themselves. Then we have the roles and status, whatever community role they have been performing, whatever level they have been in, and how they are responding to it would also comprise of the different products or the stage of the product in which they pick it up or they interact with at different scenarios. Then if we talk about the personal aspects, definitely, just like normal marketing thing, the age and the life cycle stage in which the consumer is one of the determinant in how that specific person is going to respond to a particular kind of product. So then the occupation, which would definitely guide on their economic situation being present, the kind of occupation they are in, which would promote the economic situation, as well as the lifestyle and the personality and self-concept are definitely are the aspects which affect the personal things. Then if we talk about the psychological thing, the motivation to pick up a product, or how they pick up positive things about the product, or their perception about the product, the different learning they have been getting, maybe personal, maybe from reference group, maybe from extended family members. So learning is a very important thing, because either you have interacted with that product, or if you have not interacted with that product, then you focus more on understanding how people, or whatever different people have, whoever have interacted with that certain product, are responding about that product. Then the beliefs and attitude is also a factor about a certain kind of product, and what kind of advantages or disadvantages that's going to be there with that certain kind of product. Thank you.